Life as We Know It with Tom Walton.
Several years ago, a friend of mine who was manager of a fancy hotel in Monterey, California, just north of Big Sur on the state's central coast, told me that the number one complaint his desk clerks got at night was noise. No surprise there, right? But this wasn't noise from a loud party or a wedding reception that was upsetting guests who were trying to sleep. It was noise coming from outside. "Can't you folks do something about those darn barking dogs?" the complaining guests pleaded with the front desk. "We had to tell them," my friend explained, "that those were not barking dogs, those were sea lions. We had to remind our guests that the sea lions and harbor seals were one reason they were visiting Monterey." I don't know if the guests were mollified by the explanation, but it was certainly the truth. The hotel could not have silenced the sea lions if it wanted to. After all, the sea lions discovered Monterey long before the luxury hotels along the waterfront did. Both the federal government, under the Marine Mammal Protection Act, and the communities of the Monterey Peninsula had rules and regulations in place for the animals' protection. I can attest to the relentless barking of the sea lions and seals. I lived in Monterey for many years, and although my house was a mile or so from the shoreline of Monterey Bay, the critters sounded like they were in my front yard when the wind was just right. But I didn't care. I was grateful that they shared their home with me, however reluctantly they may have done so. With that as background, let me share a fascinating reversal regarding the harm done by annoying noise on the Monterey Peninsula. This time, it's not the hotel guests who are upset by the racket, it's the harbor seals. After street repairs disturbed nursing harbor seals earlier this year in Monterey's neighboring community of Pacific Grove, the city council there unanimously approved an ordinance that imposes road work restrictions during the seals' pupping season, which stretches from mid-February through May. Why? Because harbor seals are extremely sensitive to noise, especially when mothers are birthing and nursing their newborn pups. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, seals on land are easily disturbed, and as a result may change position, move away, flee, trample, or otherwise abandon their pups. As the NOAA explains on its website, seals come ashore to rest, regulate their body temperature, and nurse their young. It's normal for mothers to leave pups behind if there's a disturbance on shore. The city of Pacific Grove, which calls itself America's last hometown because it is one of the westernmost communities in the lower 48, inserted an exception to the new prohibition. Noisy onshore work can proceed if there's a qualifying emergency demanding immediate attention. Restoration or repair after a natural disaster would qualify, for example. Otherwise, road work will have to pause for pupping. The ordinance came too late to help this year. Volunteers recorded 60 successful harbor seal births, but also noted 29 losses, nearly all of which came during the road repair project. Let's hope the lesson was learned and 2023 will be a happier story for the harbor seals.
Life as We Know It is written and hosted by Tom Walton and is a production of WGTE Public Media. Life as We Know It with Tom Walton can be heard on WGTE FM 91 every Monday afternoon during All Things Considered at 5:44 p.m. Or hear past episodes at wgte.org/life.